Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout outs to all the junkies out there. And we do have an update on the commentary. Now, I've been all over the commentary because commentary in wrestling, well, not just in wrestling, but commentary is very, very important to me. You can have the greatest wrestlers go in the ring and put on a classic. If the commentary is terrible, it's definitely going to throw a bucket of ice cold water on the fire that's going on in the ring. So to me, the commentary needs to be damn good, right? And we found out that Michael Cole and Corey Graves are reunited. Shout outs to Peaches and Herb, are reuniting, and they are actually going to be going over to SmackDown. SmackDown moving to USA September 13th. And what trips me out, well, first of all, I like this duo. I think these two guys together are the best in a long, long time. I really love these two guys working together. So Pat McAfee, he's taking off to go do college football. Now, here's the thing about Pat McAfee. When he first came into the business, I really, really loved him. I really did. I was like, man, this guy is good. He's great, man. And then he took a sabbatical to go do football, right? And I was like, ah, man, that's a bummer. I would like for him to come back. And he did. He came back. I don't know what it is, junkies, but it seemed like he kind of took a step or two back from what he used to be. I remember liking him a heck of a lot more on commentary. I have no idea if maybe they told him to tone it down a little bit. I can't really put my finger on it, but I just remember liking him a heck of a lot more in commentary before he took that break to go do college football, not knowing that he was going to come back. But when he did come back, I was like, you're doing okay, but I thought you were doing a heck of a lot better before you took off. So I don't know if my mind is playing tricks on me or if there's really something to that. Now, we all know that Joe Tessitore, he was introduced at SummerSlam by Michael Cole. And first, we had heard the reports were that Joe Tessitore was actually going to go over to SmackDown and join Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. Now there's an update that actually Joe Tessitore is going to be on Monday Night Raw. So we got these two guys here, the dynamic duo, who I think are the best in a long, long time to do it. They're heading over to SmackDown, and Joe Tessitore is going to be doing Monday Night Raw. Now, we do know that Monday Night Raw eventually will be heading over to SmackDown. I'm sorry, that Monday Night Raw eventually will be heading over to Netflix. Here's the thing, though. The report just came out not too long ago that Wade Barrett will be joining Joe Tessitore. Now, to most people, you're going to be kind of like, well, duh, of course, man. Wade Barrett is over there doing commentary with Corey Graves. However, early reports had shown that Wade Barrett was actually that his job was actually up for grabs. There was no guarantee showing that Wade Barrett was actually going to have a job. So I'm sure that kind of made him nervous. And he was kind of like, hey, whoa, what's going on here? I know you're making all these commentary changes, but early reports had it that they are considering, that's how it was worded, that they are considering Wade Barrett for the job. And I was kind of taking a step back, being like, oh, wow, man, you guys are considering him. So his job is up for grabs then. But no, the reports have come out now that he will be joining Joe Tessitore over on Monday Night Raw. Now, there are rumors that they might add another person now to the commentary team for Monday Night Raw. Here's the thing. If you got Michael Cole and Corey Graves, you got to leave that alone. Okay, you got to leave that alone. Let those two guys be. All right. Now, when you talk about Monday Night Raw with Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett, yeah, you know what? Monday Night Raw being a 3 hour show, you might need to add a third person. Now, is that third person going to eventually be Pat McAfee when he comes back from doing college football? It's possible. It's possible. right? I don't mind a three-man team as long as it's not with these two guys right here. Because when it comes with these two guys, you're adding something, but it's not, you're just overcrowding it. These two guys don't need anybody else. They're already in sync. They're perfect. Leave them alone. But this is going to be interesting because, like I said about Joe Tessitore, I'm not really sure how he's gonna turn out when you talk about wrestling. Now, I am a huge boxing fan, and he does call boxing. I remember him doing ESPN Friday Night Fights alongside with Teddy Atlas. He does ESPN still till this day. And look, I like Joe Tessitore. I'm a fan of Joe Tessitore. He does great in calling boxing. He's also done college football, but he's never done wrestling. Now, apparently, he is a big wrestling fan. That's what he was saying at SummerSlam, that he is a big wrestling fan. However, the game is different, especially if you're going to be the main guy calling the action. I really hope he understands and he gets it on what he's going to be doing. And I really hope he understands and knows the world of wrestling, because we have seen some good, sometimes even great commentators come into the world of wrestling and just fall flat on their face, whether it's in the WWE or some other promotion. We've seen it. It's like, whoa, wait a second, there's a good veteran commentator. Yeah, but commentating on other things, right? You come into the world of wrestling, you got to know your stuff. You got to know your wrestling. So I really do hope that Joe Tessitore is a true lifelong wrestling fan. I really do hope that. I hope things don't start going over his head, right? Because it's just not gonna look right. Commentary is extremely, extremely important to me. Heck, one day I would love to call a wrestling match. I really would, man. I think everybody has a dream right there to call a wrestling match. But as it stands right now, it's going to be Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett at Monday Night Raw. I'm going to tell you guys this, my feelings about this, and you guys let me know how you guys feel about it. It seems a little bit, a little bit. It seems a little bit weak. Okay, it seems a little bit weak. Here's why. For one, again, Joe Tessitore, veteran in commentating, but don't know how he does with wrestling. We'll see. Wade Barrett, I like Wade Barrett. I'm not talking bad about Wade Barrett. However, Wade Barrett is not great. He's good. He's not bad. He's just good. These two guys right here, I would say they're great. Tony the Tiger, great. Wade Barrett is not great. He's not bad. He's good. He's good enough. I don't have a problem with Wade Barrett sticking around in the commentary team and being there, being the heel. It's fine. He's not the best at it. I wouldn't consider him anywhere near the best, but he's not the worst either. To me, he's just good enough. It's fine. However, if you're going to team him up with Joe Tessitore, who we don't know how good, great, or bad he's going to be when it comes to wrestling, man, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned. And the rumor is that they're looking for a third person, whatever that may be. I don't know if that's going to be immediately or if they're looking to do that, to add that third person on when Monday Night Raw actually goes to Netflix. And it could be possibly Pat McAfee. But you guys let me know. What do you guys think about the changes? What do you guys think about these two guys reuniting, going over to SmackDown going to USA, and having these two guys on there? I thought these two guys I think these two guys are the best. And I thought these two guys were probably going to stick on Monday Night Raw, especially when it's going over to Netflix. I thought you might want to have the best crew over on Monday Night Raw that's going to be on an app that you pay for, that being Netflix, especially if you're going to be competing during the later end of the year against Monday Night Football, I would think that you would want the best, but instead they're going over to SmackDown, which is fine. That's cool for me, man. These guys are great. But Monday Night Raw, this is what you got: Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett as it stands right now. Changes could come. Maybe the rumor is false and it just stays with these two guys. Maybe the rumor is true and they go ahead and add a third person. If they do add a third person, who do you guys want to see added to the third man crew when it comes to commentary for Monday Night Raw? And what do you guys think about Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett teaming up and taking over Monday Night Raw, man? We shall see. It will be interesting, and hopefully it all works out for the best, man. You guys let me know your thoughts. Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies. Catch you guys on the next one.